What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Last minute live stream coming at you here from the North Texas HQ, sitting on the ramp in Salt Lake City in a Masaba Northwest Jet Airlink BAE 146 AVRO liner, known as the RJ85, with our new EFIS updates. This is a sweet little bird. Why is my sim like extra loud? I feel like my sim is, maybe it's because we're sitting by the GPU over here. I'm gonna walk my way over on this side. Maybe it'll be a little less loud. We'll go on this side of the GPU. So I wasn't going to stream today. However, I had a schedule change. I picked up a pretty good trip for Monday. So instead of streaming on Monday, we're going to knock this stream out today, kick us into the weekend, and then I'll be back with you guys after the sim update on Tuesday. So, yeah, Fubar, what's up, man? I thought about it. I was like, man, do I really want to watch ASU? I guess it's not really. I mean, it might have been a fun game. It'll probably be a fun game. Maybe by the end of the stream, I'll be able to catch the fourth quarter or something. So, Andy B, no, after this stream, though, I'm going right back home and watch football. We got the Longhorns playing, baby, so we got to get those at 3 o'clock. But we're sitting in Salt Lake City. The weather is pretty low. Visibility is a half mile or less. It actually looks like it's gone down since I read the last METAR. So this is the latest and greatest from Just Flight. Guys, this was the first airplane in 2020, I believe. One of the first airplanes to hit the 146 series. I loved it. They updated it to the RJ85. I loved it. 2024 drop, and I missed it, and I'm having a hard time going back to 2020. Well, guess what? They officially released a sort of a compatibility patch to get us in 2024 up and running. So this was officially the second airplane that is a third-party aircraft that is up and running in 2024, which is great. I have encountered a pretty significant issue that I think was solved by uninstalling GSX's latest update, or maybe it was just a relaunching of the sim. I'll get to that here in a minute, but I'm going to go ahead and hop into the aircraft because it's kind of loud out here with the GPU running. So let's go ahead and walk ourselves up here. Now, this is something, how do you, if the airplane is completely cold and dark and you don't have hydraulics to get the stairs out, I guess you just got to like step on a belt loader or something. I'm not quite sure how they did that back in the day. Hit the like button if you've ever boarded an aircraft using the belt loader. I'm going to go ahead and hit the like button here. Hit my own like button because I have definitely done that. Don't fall off. It's dangerous. Workman's comp. But here we are in the lovely cockpit of the 146. I keep saying 146. The RJ85. It's the same as a 146. However, it's got the modern cockpit. We got an auto throttle. We've got an EFIS FCU. We've got the FMS to help us out. So I think it's going to be a neat little flight over to Reno, Tahoe. So who's ready? We're on a VEO Premium. We have an auto squawk code, and we'll keep an eye on that. I do have my sim settings bound. Yes, I do. So without further ado, I think we need to power this puppy up, get her up and running. So let's go ahead. Battery 1, battery 2. Airplane comes to life. First thing I notice is the slight change of colors, a little bit warmer glow on the switches than we had in 2020, which I actually really like. We need to get our ground power on, please. Why are we not getting any ground power? What's that noise? Are we having a bug already? What's going on? Oh, there's our ground power. Let's go ahead and turn you on. There we go. Ground power is on. Okay. Now, one thing I want to tell you, the one bug that I have encountered, it sounded haunted, Canadian. I swear I heard the thumping going on in the cockpit here. Everything is normal. I'm surprised we have like an EFIS power light there. Is that normal? No, I hope we don't have issues with this airplane. I'm going to show you what my issue was. So if you encounter it, to power up your EFIS and FCU, we're going to, right here. So the first thing I do now is turn on the EFIS FCU because I've had it where this was not powering up, and if this doesn't power up, your FMS is not going to power up either. So I turn those on right after we get the GPU on just to make sure they're working. I'm pretty sure that is a bug. If you do have it in 2024, I would go ground power on, batteries on, and make sure your full EFIS and FCU power up before you do anything else. But from there, we'll take it from the top. We got to get our avionics masters, our autopilot masters, our yaw dampers on. We'll put our brake fans to auto. We'll get the anti-skid on. Auto spoilers are up. Yellow and green lift spoilers, we'll pull those up. We're going to go ahead and pressurize hydraulics so we can get the stairs down right now. It's the same thumping. The ATR. It's water stuck in the avionics bay. Oh no. So you can see here we've got a slightly different color palette. That's up. We'll go ahead and turn the DC pump off, AC pump off. We should have hydraulics now. The stairs, we'll go ahead and deploy them. So I did deactivate GSX for this flight. I thought it was giving me an issue. Wow, this visibility is dropping significantly. We're going to have some significant issues here. But we'll continue our flow. We'll go have our hydraulics all off now as we work down the panel. We're going to get the left inner fuel tank pump on for the APU here momentarily. We'll go ahead and get the generators off. We'll power up the galley so we can get some coffee brewing. We'll get the APU generator on for the APU start here, which we'll do momentarily. You can see we have external power and external DC, volts and amps all look good. Moving our way across the panel, we'll get the emergency lights into the arm position. We'll turn the fasten seatbelt sign on. We'll keep everything else like this. We'll go ahead and turn on the pitot heaters while we're sitting here on the ground. Engine air can stay off, APU air. We'll get the cabin air. Well, we don't have anything bleed, so we'll just turn the fans on. We'll go flight deck and cabin fans are coming up. Entry lights, we'll turn on the logo lights, and since we're doing stairboarding, we're going to turn on the wing lights. No smoking comes on. Arm the cabin emergency lights as well as the nav lights. So that kind of takes care of our overhead flow, and you can see nicely now the cockpit is coming to life. I do see I have encountered maybe another issue. So my Bravo appears to not be working, but we still have this working, so okay, we're gonna roll with it here. I think there might be an additional patch required here relatively soon for this bird. Unless it's something that's happening on my install and I might just need to reinstall it. I've seen a couple of suspect situations here going on. But anyway, we've got that up and running. We'll get rid of the pedals for now. As we'll work our way across the panel, I'm going to bring up the FMC here, We'll put the standby radar. We'll tilt it nose up 5 degrees, which it was. That looks good. This all looks good. Moving down the center pedestal, we'll put our auto squawk in there of 7650, 7650. That's in the squawk code. We'll put that in, we'll leave it in standby for now. Brake temperature test. Simbear, welcome to Private Pilot, man. Glad to have you on board, man. Thank you for the joining the channel. Exclamation point welcome for your new perks here. We'll juice up these lights just a little bit more. Ground test, that looks good. We'll go ahead and make sure those are all set. We don't need to turn on our BFO. That looks good. Yellow and normal on the parking brake. Moving back forward to the panel, we'll move across and down. We see our EFIS Master 2 is up and running. We don't have the TMS in this aircraft, so we no longer need to worry about this situation. We'll go ahead and do the ground op, the pull test, and put you back. Clear the caution. That looks good. We'll get rid of this yoke so I can see what's going on here. RJ85, big difference. We got to go align. Boom. And it is real world alignment time. You could do a fast align if you go nav align back to nav, but we've demonstrated that before. But that all looks good. Last thing over here, we need to turn on the main supply oxygen in case we need it. So that has all been accomplished. I'm going to initialize the position so we can begin our coffee pot and our boarding. We're going Salt Lake to Reno. I'm going to put those in there for now. That looks good. So with that done, one of the most important things to do here in your RJ85 is to come over here. First and foremost, we want to power up the flight deck audio here, or the cabin audio. We're going to skip over to pilot air. We're going to turn on the music, get ready for boarding, as passengers are going to be boarding soon. I'm going to close the door here for a minute. And we also need to come up here, get our flight attendant panel up and running. We get our front entry light, sender cabin. This can stay offside. That all looks good. We'll turn on the forward and rear toilets. Pipe heaters. They all look good right now. So with that done, we'll get the worktop light on in case we need it. We'll power up the coffee pot. We have a full load of potable water. We'll go ahead and begin brewing because we're going to need that for this flight. Chilly day. All right, back into the cockpit, and we'll come over here. We'll begin the boarding process. We'll do it. Do a 5-minute boarding process. Go ahead and start boarding. I've done instant fuel, I believe. We'll double check here with our flight plan in just a moment. But let's go ahead and set up our box now. So we're going to be departing of Salt Lake. The wind's probably got to be pretty calm with this visibility so low, but let's just double check. Let's go to our OFP here. We'll go to the METAR, Salt Lake 080 at 4 knots, 8th mile. Not sure we could even legally take off in this airplane, but we're going to do it anyway. So 080 at 4. If we look at our taxi 10-9 here, again, full compatibility with Navigraph. I love the Just Flight EFB. I think it's up there with the top 3 EFBs. 080, it's going to be a crosswind no matter which way we look at it, so let's blast off of 3-4 right. We are sitting down here kind of at the remote pad because the default scenery has a bunch of ghost jetways sitting out here in no man's land. So we are down here at the de-ice pad. Well, not really. We're actually up here. There's a little ramp area. So we'll take 3-4 right, and our SID is the Dirks 2, which is going to be a vector anyway. So let's go ahead and set that up. We'll go departure, arrival, index, departures, next page, 3-4 right. We're on the Dirts, and yeah, we would need a takeoff alternate for sure. We probably would need 2 of them. We would probably need 2. We're going out to the BAM transition, and then we're going to My Bad, which I love. All right, enter perf and it. We'll take care of all that. Cool. Let's go after BAM. Let me clear you out. Seeing this old UNS again messes with my brain until I can readjust to where all the buttons are. I'm so used to looking at the... Oh, listen, you can hear the coffee brewing. Hold on. That's seriously one of my favorite parts in this airplane. Let's pause the music because that was my favorite song anyway. Okay, smell that. That smells delicious. We got the Illy coffee brewing. Dark roast this morning. Dark roast, please. Thank you. All right, let's get back to work here. Bluebird, welcome to Private Pilot. Glad to have you on board, my friend. Welcome back on board. All right, Desert to BAM. Then we're going to My Bad. My Bad transition. Now, I believe... Oops, that's in the wrong spot. Rookie move. All right, well, after My Bad... no, we're doing Illy today. We're on the Windsor into Reno for 17 right. Now, real quick... Let's take a look at the Reno METAR. So I'll go back to my OFP. See, I love how I love the CFP. Real snappy. It's pretty intuitive. I really do enjoy this one. Winds are basically calm up at Reno. So let's plan for one. We'll plan for that 17 right, I guess then. All right, we're on the Windsor 17 right into Reno. So we'll go departure, arrival index, Reno, ILS Zulu 17 right. And we need to go to the next page because we're coming down the Windsor 1 and... We're off the My Bad transition. We'll execute that. Now we got to check for doubles in here because this is an old UNS one. So we got a My Bad 1. Oh, that actually worked perfectly. We got 1 My Bad in there. So our flight plan looks good. We'll go back to our NITREF. We're going 250 for the cruise altitude. 0 fuel weight and reserves. I'm going to stand by on that until we finish boarding. With that all completed, let's go ahead and fire up the APU. Here. Wow, that viz is a dropping. We also need to get the CTAF for Salt Lake. Get that tuned into the radios. 119er 05 is the CTAF. We'll get that tuned in. Coffee made from water stored in tanks are never cleaned. Absolutely, Andy B. Absolutely. Just an itty bit of fog, yeah. I think we actually have 2 alternates on our flight plan. Reno's actually looking pretty good, though. So Reno's, we'll get out of this nasty weather here All right, we got our APU up and running. I'm going to spin you to APU gen. That looks good. So with the APU on, let's get the APU air on. We'll get the packs on. We're going to go recirc with packs on. I forget the logic behind that. We need to warm this puppy up. So let's run these over to warm. Full hot, please. I'm going to warm you up as well. Like so. So I'm not quite sure. I think this is the auto one. That if you were in manual, you would adjust it like this. Let's see if the auto warms it up. We're going to bring it off that 20C needle. Yeah, it looks like it's warming up pretty rapidly. So let's actually dial it back a little bit so we don't cook everybody. Landing elevation in Reno. We have to come over here. Go back to our charts real quick. Let's go to our arrival. And let's look at the approach. Boarding's already completed. Excellent. 17 right, Yankee.
Cabin crew, arm doors and cross-check.
17 right, Zulu. It looks like Windsor is over there. We might have to do some adjusting to that. That's fine. Touchdown zone elevation 4415. So another big update in the RJ85 is your pressurization. It's all automatic. So it's 4415. We'll call it 4,400. We'll call it 4,500, I guess. We'll do a little bit over. So 4,500 landing elevation. That's it. You're done. Set it and forget it. All right. So that's up. Let's come back down here. Let's clear you out. I forgot to put these. I'm assuming these need to go to the nav position. I don't know why they're not blinking yet. Oh no. We are... There's no way to see like a time to alignment, is there? Makes me a little bit nervous. Makes me a little bit nervous. Alright, Bravo doesn't seem to be changing the altitude on this window. That's not good. We'll scroll in 250 here. Blackbird controls. Blackbird controls. Drop in the 10 gifted memberships. Blackbird, I appreciate all the support, my man. Hope you're having a wonderful Saturday afternoon. And wonder if you're how those Blackbird RJ levers are coming. You know what I'm saying? Thank you so much. Very kind of you, Blackbird, for the 10 gifted sub drop here on the channel. Guys, if you haven't already, check out Blackbird Controls. Not using any today. He doesn't have any RJ85 levers, but I think he said he was potentially working on some in the future. So if he does, I cannot wait to take a look at what he comes up with. But awesome, sir. Thank you so much for your support. I guess we'll leave the flight director off because we really don't have anything. Our pause and knit is done, right? Yeah, our pause and knit is done. Is there no way to check? Yours are in the mail, Chris? Excellent. Love to hear it, man. Love to hear it. Is there... I'm assuming this is not like the Airbus. There's no way to see how long we have till alignment, right? Now, it is real-time alignment, and it is cold, and it is not close to the equator. So I'm wondering... I'm wondering if we should try to turn them off and do a quick align. Before we do that, let's finish everything else up. Let's look at our weight and balance, and we'll see if anything changes over there. We'll go to the aircraft weight and balance. That's complete. We're going to click on this. That'll set our trim, 30.3. I need to verify our fueling has been completed. It is completed. Okay, so our zero fuel is 70.7. Gross rate, our reserve fuel, we'll take 1,000. That checks, 250, execute, wonderful. Now, if we go to perf, that's all we need there. We'll actually go back to the legs page, and we have flip chart options enabled. So to set our V speeds, it's very easy. We're going to do it flaps 18, and now our speeds will be set. We should have 123, 131, and we can verify that here. As we scroll this around, there's 123. 174 for VFTO. Beautiful. So I will do that like that. We're doing a max takeoff. And look, we have alignment complete. Beautiful. See, we just needed to wait a few extra minutes. Real-time alignment. I'll go over that real quick just in case you haven't seen it before. To do a real-time alignment, just move it to align and you wait. It actually takes a real amount of time. If you want to do a quick alignment, you go align, nav, nav back to align, back to nav. So basically you go bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. And then it should align within, I think, 2 or 3 minutes after the position is initiated in the FMS. So we're all good to go with that. We'll go ahead and get our Flight Director 1, Flight Director 2. It's going to be a heading on departure. I'm really bummed that my Bravo does not appear to be working the upper FCU. Let me just double check, because I know it does. Let me just double check we have the right. Yeah, we have the 146. If I search by input, I bet it will actually bring it up, right? Yeah, plus, minus, it's there. It must just be the load-in that I had, because normally it does do that. I have seen it work, but we'll do it the old school way. Heading select, we got 250 TO max. We're pretty much ready to go. Heading on departure, we'll do runway heading 340 for now. 340 is set, and we'll close it up and get ready. So it looks like the flight attendant's already closed the doors. She has. With that done, let's go ahead and prepare for engine start. We'll get all 4 fuel tank pumps on. Generators are off. We'll turn off the galley power. We'll go ahead and get the engine anti-ice on. That looks good. And we'll also hit the beacon light. Beacon is on. We'll turn off the entry lights. I believe we're ready for start. We'll get the Thrustmaster on. We're going 4, 3, 2, 1. We don't need to do any pushback because we're just going to make our turn out of here. Before we start up, we are on APU generator power, correct? We are, so let's make sure we disconnect the GPU first. We'll make sure our park brake is set. Which it is. And now we'll pull the chocks. Let's start them up. We'll go back to our charts. Engine 4. Selecting engine start now. The Whisper Jet. That's why she's called the Whisper Jet. Uh-oh. That is not good. That is a bug. We have no instruments. Captain Moza, you saw that earlier? Man, I wish I would have seen the chat. So, yes, I have been plagued with a couple of these issues now. Let's go ahead and try. Let's just start one and see what happens. I don't... Got to exit the flight menu and load back in. I'm going to just try a ready for takeoff state. Yeah, you can see here we're not getting anything. Now, well, the good thing, TV Flight, this aircraft is not on the cloud. This is on the hard drive aircraft because it's a third party, but it is suffering from 3 bugs that I have confirmed. The EFIS power bug, not powering up your FMS or your lower ND. The control up here sometimes does not work with your Bravo, and now this is a new one, not seeing this. So what I'm going to do is bring these all up to the start position. I'm going to do a panel state, and let's just see what happens here. Let's go ready for takeoff state, and let's just see
ready for
if
takeoff
it fixes
selected.
it. No. Okay. That is unfortunate. So we got no engine instruments. We are the beta testers for everyone. Man, that is a bummer. Let me try to load in with a ready state, and then we'll go. And if that doesn't work, then we'll just have to wait until there's another patch coming. Time for 2020 Duke Stream. Never Fire Flyer. Career mode, it would be Bomb Tech. We would 100% go to career mode. Yeah, I think maybe...
Ready for takeoff selected.
We got engine instruments. Engines are starting, I think. They're starting up. What the hell they do at Salt Lake? There's parking slots at the old terminals that don't exist anymore. I know, Blackbird. It needs a Salt Lake. I actually really dislike flying into Salt Lake for that reason. But the BS logistics, perhaps. Let's just see if everything comes to life here. It's starting them up. Let's come here real quick. FMC, pause and knit. Salt Lake. I should have saved that route. Let me just see. Let's plug this in real quick. ASLC. Torino. Departure arrival. 3-4. Right on the dirts. Bam. Activate. And we're going to my bad. Execute that. Boom. Arrival index. Reno 17, the center. Zulu on the Windsor. My bad. Execute. A knit. Perf. What did we say? Let's go. Let's do this. Let's go OFP. We'll re-download that. Good. Aircraft. Oh, let me edit that, huh? There we go. Got chocks on. Import that. Refueling instant. And then we'll go to boarding. Instant. Boarding complete.
Boarding is complete.
Good, we're done. We'll click the trim wheel. Zero fuel 69.2. 1,250. Execute. Clear that out. It was 70.1, but I think we burned a little bit of fuel here. 250 on the altitude. We're right back where we started. There we go. We're right back where we started. All right, we'll click on the VFTO 123, 174. That checks. That all looks good. Magic Barrel ref update, re-squawk. Got to reconnect. 7650. TARA, altitude 1, altitude reporting, all traffic. All right, she's spooling up. Yeah, engine instruments are working just fine. All right, we're all up and running. We're back at it. So let's readjust our lights. Let's dim the annunciator down. Keep you like so. Glare shield. All right, we got 4 good starts. We're going to leave the APU running. So APU air on. Engine anti-ice valves off. Those are all on. Packs are set. The landing elevation is, what did we say, 4,500? 4,500 is set. Fuel tank pumps. We are flaps 18 confirmed. Let's get our taxi light on and get out of here. See, nothing that a small little hiccup can't keep us down. Chocks removed. Salt Lake City traffic. Let's up a 357 taxi and 34 right. Salt Lake City traffic. That's not the right freak. It was, what did we say, 1905? 19050. All right. Salt Lake City traffic. We'll stop with 357 taxi, runway 34 right. Salt Lake City traffic. Here we go. We'll make a right turn out. Yeah, it is a super low vis out here today. All right, we're back up and running. Small little bugs can't keep me down. All right, let's go to heading mode. That doesn't work officially, so we have to just do it on our own. 340. Okay, we're actually going to need we need like a low vis taxi chart here. Let's go ahead and bring out our charts. I'm going to stop here. I know we're facing the right direction now, so let's come back. Departure, taxi, and they should have a low vis taxi, 1200 RVR to 500 or less. That's the one we want. Let's make it night mode so it's a little easier on our eyes. We need to come right on hotel, and basically full length is Gulf 1. So with that said, we're going to go out this direction. Wow, this is crazy low vis. All right, I see a taxiway out there. That's the direction we need to go. Oh, you're talking about 2020? You have issues on 2020? All right, there's the fuel farm. I believe we need to go past the fuel farm, right? Yeah, the fuel farm will take us all the way out to hotel. So let's continue outbound to find the fuel farm. Those are runway exit, fasten seatbelts. Those are on taxi. We're looking good. Let's not hit our wing on that. So if this was this is where you need a good scenery, because you would have low vis taxi lights. Low vis taxi lights are omnidirectional green lights, or excuse me, they're not. They're unidirectional green lights, green and amber taxi lights. We would be seeing them right here as we enter. Ah, we're starting to see them now. There they are. So there's our green low vis taxi lights. We're looking good. Let's do a quick flight control check. That all looks good. Wonderful.
Solid traffic 979, holding short 34 right. We're going to do a de-icing procedure, and then we'll be lining up.
Alright, so there should be a United down here doing de-icing. Anytime you're on low vis ops like this, it's very important you keep the aircraft speed slow. Only taxi as fast as you want to hit something. Okay, so we're on hotel. This is hotel 3, which is a reverse. We're going to continue down. It looks like we could actually take hotel 2 as well. We probably could, because it's we could probably take hotel 2 without issue. This breakout should be interesting, though. Alright, so we're TO max, FD, takeoff track, 131 on the speed, that's our V2. That looks good, and of course, I don't know why it's not working with the Bravo. I swear I had it working with the Bravo.
By shed complete. We're going to be lining up 34 right.
Alright, so... Okay, there's this guy. So like traffic hold short of 34 right, we'll give way to United. This is E190, I think. No.
Sir.
So he's coming off the de-ice pad here at Hotel 2. Make sure my dome lights are turned down. Console flow. Turn those up.
You can go ahead, you're fine.
Okay, copy. Oh, I didn't know if that was you. I just see a 190 there. Alright, we're rolling. I guess that's not the United. It must be someone else. I don't even, the layout doesn't match the charts either, which is not optimal. Yeah, Green Dot Aviation is flying along today, Steven. Isn't that cool? Alright, Golf Yankee upcoming. We're passing Hotel. Golf Yankee, I don't believe exists.
LA traffic United 295, departing 34 right. We'll report the breakout.
There's the United right there. ASU is up 10-7 in the first. Alright. Keep me updated, Oscar. Keep me updated, my man. Force Raptor, yeah, I've seen guys use 2020 sceneries in 2024, but it's not worth the performance impact for me. I'm just waiting for stuff to be officially released. I don't think until the next update, when we have Marketplace and everything up and running, if that's what's coming on this next update, I don't think anything is truly compatible, because nobody knows what they're doing, really. It's all, like, locked away. Alright, here's Hotel 2. We'll take this one. Salt Lake City traffic, Mesaba 357, gonna line up on 34 right, Hotel 2. Salt Lake City traffic. Alright, we'll get our landing lights on, runway exit lights are on. Strobes are all on, wing, logo are all set. Let's prepare the cabin for departure. Oh, they're already seated. Alright, that's good. So they are already taking care of themselves. World Update 19 is delayed to 2025. Man, I'm okay with that. I just want them to fix a lot of the stuff in career mode, honestly. So much fun. And I want them to open up, like, at least some stuff for the marketplace so these third-party devs can start working a little bit more efficiently for 2020. All right, we are all set. Our flight controls are working. I think it's time to give it a full send. Now, here's an interesting point. Visibility less than
LA traffic
half-mile?
United 2095. We are airborne, passing 7,000 feet at the breakout, turning left for Dirge.
Would constitute icing conditions. So we've got our wings off, but after we get airborne, we're going to go ahead and turn our engine and ice on. We're going to turn all our ice on because we are in freezing temperatures and we are in visible moisture. So Salt Lake City traffic, Mesaba 357, departing runway 34 right on a heading of 340. Salt Lake City traffic. So we're going to spool it up, auto throttle arm.
Check thrust.
Toga. Yoga's in
Thrust
chat.
set.
Here we go. Thrust set. We're rolling. Time to hurl ourselves into the air.
80 knots.
Cross check. 100 knots check.
Go. Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up select.
Fly with. Not much to see. We're hard IMC, so let's just stay inside on our instruments. Wait for a thrust reduction. There's 1,000 feet with select heading. Salt Lake City traffic, Mesaba 357 out of 5,500, heading 340 out to the northwest, last call Salt Lake. All right, 1,500 feet, I believe, is what we have set in this puppy. So now we'll go ahead and we will plug up. We'll get us going here in the right direction, 220. And let's go a level change. Oh, here comes our breakout. And then we need to go ahead and select line thrust. That looks awesome. Just because it's, you'll hear the hit on the performance when I turn those on. Because it's Microsoft Flight Sim, I'm going to turn those on. In real life, you'd be clear of all icing conditions right now. Brighten up our stuff. We're sitting down there on the ground. Forward a little bit. Start moving up. Let's go ahead and
Speed
make
checked. Flaps 0.
Alright, flaps are coming up. Slight left turn. Bank angle check. Now we gotta watch. Watch our pitch here. As those flaps come up, that aircraft's going to want to nose down. You see that? Nice flight modeling there. I'll run this up to 250 knots. So smooth on the controls. It's almost even smoother than 2020. That might just be placebo, but man, look at that. Look at that view. You can't tell me that doesn't look like real life right there. Alright, I'm kind of standing slightly above the flight director. Let's go ahead and set ourselves up with a direct to... Let's go legs, dirch, execute, and LBAV. Here comes 10K. At 10,000 feet, get these lights off, runway lights. Really challenging to do all that. That's why you need, especially with this art, like that panel, the light panel is so far up there. Wing lights, logo lights come off. Alright, everything else is good. Now we're set. Look at that. That looks amazing. Alright, also at a 10,000 feet here, once we get on our course line, I'm going to come back to it here. We need to go ahead and get our engine air on, APU air off. APU can come down. We no longer need these. We turn the engine anti-ice off. There's our thrust. Here our thrust coming back up. We're relieving the engines of the bleed demand. We don't have any anti-ice messages or icing messages, so we're looking good. We're rejoining the LNAV path here. Now, if I had an FO, I'd say, hey, just redirect me so you wouldn't have to join the path. You just do another direct to. We'll also keep accelerating. We'll do a 270 on the climb out. Now we're cooking the gas. We are cooking with gas. Jeremy, good to see you, my friend. We just blasted off out of Salt Lake City. Pretty low viz out there in your neck of the woods, my friend. 270 might be a bit aggressive. Let's do 260 on the climb profile. Do 260 right there. That looks good. Update's good. There's a couple of little stability bugs. I think like loading it in. I think Just Flight needs to look at that because I had to reload the aircraft a couple times, even before the stream, to make sure everything was turning on properly. Once you get a good load in, everything seems to be, hopefully, knock on wood, working just fine. But we didn't have any engine displays. Wow, look at that. I love the sound cone too. You get behind here, it's just whisper quiet, man. Whisper jet quiet time. MPS, good to see you, man. Hold on, we're gonna have to turn the autopilot on. There's too much juice to look at right here. Let me go ahead and get us back into the command bar. A little extra trim. Right about there, that looks good. Autopilot. Engage. Autopilot's on. Look at this. Get a little bit higher. So actually, let's That's what we're after. I pushed the autopilot, actual pilot button. I'm here now. What's up, Zippy? Thanks for the breakout report, man. Appreciate you. But MPS, I'm glad that you got your flight. I heard some people were having issues with 2020 logging in, but I gotta say we might have to step back in 2020 and do another 777 freighter flight, because we did one flight last weekend. Man, it was just such a joy to fly that 777-200 freighter version. I like the sounds. I love the cleanness of PMDG, if that makes sense. You know, everything with every PMDG aircraft, say as you want, you know, say what you want to say about PMDG, but every product they put out, it just feels clean and polished, right? Yeah, direct enter. The puffy clouds down low with the haze is just the juice. That's the juice right there. 2020 is now working. Awesome. Took a couple restarts. Sounds like 2024. Antonio, we took off out of Salt Lake City, Nevada, and we're headed up to Reno, Tahoe, which is where this RJ and I have some history. But this makes me very excited, and this just proves to me, like, I'm flying the same airplane with the same yoke profile, and I swear the airplane flies just a little differently. I swear it feels that way. Has anybody flown in 2024 and 2020? Do you feel the same way? I'm not going to say with 100% confidence that I know for a fact it's different, but I feel like it's different. I truly feel like it feels different. It's just slightly smoother. Not even smoother, just more fluid, maybe? Maybe more fluid is the right term. Look at that shot. That's my favorite right there. BFD says I have to agree with you on that one. All right, well, that makes me, at least I'm not going crazy then, because it's got to just be the way the sim is computing the modules with the flight dynamics. It really is. Jimmy says, yeah, I fly 20. Every plane I fly in 20 feels better in 24 without question. And that's, I thought I was a placebo effect. You know, that's what y'all were saying when I first started flying 2024. But I swear it's different. I'm missing some college football. Appreciate the stream. I'm here watching V1 football. Same time doesn't get any better. AC. Well, I'm just missing one game. We're just missing ASU Iowa. We may be on the ground before the end of the game. Keep me updated on the score. Somebody said 17-3 or 10-7, something like that. ASU's already up. I would like to see ASU win that game. Denali B says, to be honest, one of the biggest difference in 24 is how good the shadows look now. It really changes things. Yeah, the shadows look really good. You're absolutely correct. Logo Light says, wholeheartedly agree. Flew in the UK storms, really handled and looked amazing. Yeah, I mean, it's Bluebird. That's a great way to put it. Organic. The flight model feels organic. Absolutely. That's a great way to describe the difference. Whereas 2020 almost feels mechanical in ways, you know? Almost feels like you have a mechanical flight model. I just like this view right here. Why we see this perfect mixture of clouds, we're going to leave it on this view. How different does a Fenix feel in 24 compared to 20? Well, Jeremy, that one I'm not going to make a statement on just yet, because the last updates that I had in the Fenix, they were made to both sims, but I have not yet flown the Fenix in 2020 since the updates. So the last two, there was one like larger update, and then there was a smaller update for 2024 for mostly like quality of life stuff. But a lot of those fixes were for both 2020 and 24, so I don't know, because I haven't actually, the last time I flew Fenix in 2020 was on a different version with a slightly different tweak. Now, I will say, for those that were tuned in yesterday for our Fenix landing in Balmaceda, I was saying, man, I blew off centerline, I've drifted into the wind. We eventually got the wind visualization on after stream in the Discord, and I gotta tell you guys, it was 100% user error. Now, The issue is landing in swirly winds is actually, I would say, more challenging. Like as Captain Canna brought up a good point, it's more challenging to land in shifting winds in the simulator than it is in real life. When we had wind visualization turned on, there was a rolling downdraft coming off the hills from the left. So there was a legitimate, significant wind shift at about 50 feet for about a 40-degree shear from a slight right crosswind to a decent left crosswind as you come over the numbers about 50 feet. And that rolling wind pattern, it was kind of just depended on the gust. And I think what happened was we hit it just on the time there where I had my correction. I'm all set up for a right crosswind, but then the wind shifted, but I didn't really feel that because I'd already shifted to outside visual references, right? So I'm not looking inside. I'm not seeing the wind arrow change or anything like that. I'm looking outside. That's how you land in real life, because in real life, you would be able to feel that change of direction in the butt of your seat. Here's 1,000 to level off. So because I was like, man, I swear crosswind physics were better. They are. It's just the wind shift. I just missed it because we landed the Fenix in a stiff crosswind, a steady crosswind, and it handled way better than before. So that one we got to chalk up to just being a fake pilot because I just didn't do a good landing. I mean, it wasn't the worst landing. You know, we landed a little bit off center line, but that was, we got to the bottom of it because that kind of bothered me. I'm like, how could we be drifting off the center line if we already landed in a 20-knot crosswind? And the answer was because the winds actually changed direction. They were pushing me to the right. I want to use 2024 till PMDG has a patch, 7.3 and 777 to 24 version. That's when you're going to wait to use it. Yeah, I mean, that's where we're missing right now. We're missing the 737 stuff, right? The Boeing stuff. We'll go ahead and increase our cruise speed here to we'll go 6.8. 25 is 25 too low? Let's go up. Let's go to 27. We'll go climb nav 270. Up we go right now. Yeah, but I guess with PMDG, what's holding back is they don't have. I read the post from Randazzo that the way that they build their airplanes, flight model and stuff like C++ and LASM, they haven't even had. They can't even look at it because of the SDK that they're dealing with Microsoft. So maybe after this next update, they'll have a better idea. But to my understanding, they really don't even have an idea of how much work is going to be required because they haven't been given the tools to deal with it. Now, Fenix, since they run theirs on their own external app and their own external flight model, I would imagine it's a little bit quicker to get things done. You don't have to wait for Microsoft. Nick S., the performance in 2024, it's good. It's actually better, I think, for me than sometimes in 2020, but it depends on your load in, which is crazy. I can load into the airplane, and this has happened only a handful of times. It's not all the time, but I'll load into an airplane and my frames are like 20 FPS into the teens for no reason at all. I go back to main menu, load back in, 60 plus frames, not an issue the whole flight. So it's almost like you get a bad load in or something and your performance is bad. So if you're experiencing that, try exiting, going back to the main menu, and then reloading your flight. With that said, I will also say that the AnyBuilds aircraft in 2024, even with my system, you can hit exclamation point specs. I have a pretty decent system, I would say, for just I'm not expecting hundreds of FPS. I just want a smooth experience with a 7800 X3D and a 4080 Super. When I run the AnyBuilds 321 or the 330, my performance is terrible. My VRAM goes through the roof, and I mean I can fly it off the ground, like up in flight it seems okay, but all ground ops coming into land I get some stutters.
Salt Lake traffic, Delta 22, correction, Delta 21, 11
we should have went back to
Out
20.
of the runway 34,
22.8.
left the ice Salt Lake.
I got someone else de-icing out there in Salt Lake. I think that's just an any builds situation right here. Jeremy says, since Fenix uses their own flight model, is it unaffected but updates to the default flight model? Is it unaffected but updates to the default flight model? I'm not sure, Jeremy. I don't have the technical knowledge behind that to know how, what is impacted by what. I don't have that information, unfortunately. Yeah. All I can say is I haven't been happier with the Fenix than I am now in 2024. The Fenix in 2024... it flies so well that I'm used to having a not awesome landing and blaming the sim and have a valid blame. But now it's like, no, if you have a bad landing, you probably did something wrong. Or you just weren't on it. I mean, the way it handles in flight, the way it rolls, I love it. I truly am enjoying the Fenix thoroughly. I'm glad we did that flight yesterday because I don't know if you guys remember, I picked up I said there was a trip that dropped in that I missed while we were live. I said it was a super cush trip. It was one leg to San Juan on Monday, 24 hours, one leg San Juan back to Dallas on Tuesday. Well, early this morning, it just so happened I was logging into my scheduling stuff and the trip dropped back into the open time hot. So I picked it back up. I picked it real quick. So I'm going to be gone Monday, Tuesday. I don't think we'll stream Tuesday evening. I get back around 5 o'clock. It's a 5-hour, 46-minute block flight from San Juan to DFW. I mean, why am I doing that? I may not do it. I may put it on the trade board. We'll see. But I figured since there's a big update coming on the 9th, right? Is that what we're saying? On Monday there's supposed to be an update. So I'm going to assume the sim is going to be pretty much not usable while they're doing updates. So I think it's a good day to go real world flying. But so I won't be here Monday or Tuesday. But we can go ahead and release the crew. We'll go ahead and turn the seatbelt sights off. You're now free to move about the cabin. Everything looks good. Let's warm it up just a little bit in here. Yeah, Water, doing a 2.5-hour flight. I know, dude. Well, here's the thing. I might get cold feet, and I might try to drop it. We'll see. Should we go to 29? I don't know. It's pretty smooth here. It's pretty smooth here. Is my PTU on? Oh, is it? It sure is. Thank you. Auto and DC pump is off. It's spring loaded off. All right, cool. Thank you. Should we do a New Year's Eve stream like we did 4 years ago? We'll see, man. I don't have my schedule for January yet. I picked up a trip that comes back into Dallas. Oh yeah, I get in at 9 a.m. on New Year's Eve. So we'll see. I might spend it with the family. I have a trip that after Christmas. I think it's 3 days ending on the 31st. So we'll see. We might do a stream, but we might not do an all-nighter. Have I tried uninstalling my driver with DDU and did a full reinstall? Should help state on the forum. For what? Airbus Geek for frame issues? I'm not going to reinstall anything yet. I mean, most of those issues I had were pretty much on day one of the sim launch. I really haven't had any issues other than, like I said, the any-builds aircraft really tank my performance. Oh, for VRAM issues? For the any-builds aircraft? Really? That might be interesting. I might have to try it if it's going to make the any-builds aircraft a little bit smoother. My dad was just telling me he flew on a Northwest AVRO before. Nice, man. Nice. All right, we're up here. We're cruising. We get a wind readout. We got VOR. I gotta remember how to work this old school EFIS here. Data. There it is. ETA. Ground speed. Wind only 16 knots out of the north right here, so we're looking good. I want to see if I can turn interior cabin off. Now, you keep the window frames there, unfortunately, but there's a view that I like to make here without the cabin on. Like that. It's unfortunate we got those little lines right there, but we need to fly the Bourbon and get livery. The only Bourbon livery I have is for 2020, Jeremy. We need to get the Fokker F70 in here because I've got a Bourbon livery on the F28. Ooh, I think we have a coffee delivery here. Excellent. Let me go ahead and pick that up. I think my wife we're doing some last minute. We're doing some last minute grocery shopping because we're having a big cookout this afternoon. Hook 'em horns, baby. Should be a good afternoon of football. I have mine set high to medium using 2K resolution and get bad frames with Fenix. Really? That's got to be a bug, man. The Fenix has been actually pretty darn stable for me as far as performance goes. Like it really has. Any career adventures, Lucas? I don't think so, man. Depends on what time we finish with this stream. If we finish with this stream and we have a little bit of time before I gotta go home and get the smoker fired up, we might. Here's what we're gonna do. There's only 380 people here, and I think you guys are pretty much the most hardcore members because only the hardcore people come out for RJ ops, which I truly appreciate because I love flying this airplane. I have a plan for our BS Logistics company. According to Jeff Faviano, we need to launder money through a VIP company. So we might have to open a second company to do VIP jet charter to launder money to get our freight company to get us some good airplanes. So, shh, you heard nothing. My coffee's here. Give me 2 minutes, y'all. I'll be right back. I'm going to jump outside. I guess I can run a little playlist for y'all. What do we got? Let's go to an old playlist. Just for a few minutes while I grab some coffee. All right, enjoy the cruising over the mountains. I'll be right back. Give me 4 minutes. We back. Hold on, gotta resecure. Resecure everything here. All right, how we doing? Oh my gosh, I went outside. Whew, I'm freezing. I went outside without my jacket on. Oh, ortho downloading. Can I get some cloud emojis? Man, that was not a smart idea to go out there without my hoodie on. I am quite literally frozen. Logic checks out. You guys like that idea? Microsoft Ponzi Scheme Simulator. Lauren, I'm telling you, I'm having fun. Lauren, have you tried 2024 at all? What kind of coffee? The wife picked up an eggnog latte or something like that. I don't know what it is. I haven't had it before. She's like, I'm mixing it up. There's a choice between a peppermint latte, which I really liked, but she also really liked it. So I know she doesn't like eggnog, and I do. So I figure it's Saturday. Why not splurge a little bit? No booze cruising, man. I wish. I stream from a V1 HQ, man. So if I streamed from my own house, then yeah, if anybody's been around the channel for any length of time, well, actually it'd have to be a pretty long time because I haven't been able to stream from my house in a while. But my old house where I had proper internet and stuff, we would stream and we would do our booze cruises every now and then. Matter of fact, that's where we used to have a bourbon did it emoji. Anybody remember the LaGuardia parking job after a bourbon flight on Iveo Premium? Yeah. I was trying my hardest to park an airplane. Didn't end up well. Miss V1 doesn't like eggnog. How do you two end up married? Well, the good thing is, Lauren, is it actually plays to my benefit because then nobody else drinks it but me. Except my oldest, she likes it now, of course. So now I gotta share. I don't like sharing. Obviously, she doesn't drink the proper version. Do some bush flying. Yeah, we could do some bush flying. So, but yeah, that's what we need to do is for the company itself. Ooh, this could be a really good view right here. Look at that. For the company itself, we need to. I'm gonna change this song. It's a little bit. Oh, that's our intro song. I like Ooey. Ooey's got some good tracks. For our freight company, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna have to. Premier Jet Charter could be, or not Premier Jet Charter. Geez, that's Jeff's. I'm watching too much Fabiano. If we open up a VIP transport company, it still would be fun because I think if we can get the CJ4 or 5, CJ5, I love that airplane. Very similar to the Citations I flew, and we could have fun doing that. But we're going to take that money because you earn way more money. The goal is to get out of the Skyhawk ASAP. So we're going to take the money from a VIP transport company, and I think we're going to run a fleet of Skyhawks if they can fix passive income. So we'll have a couple Skyhawks down south, maybe 1 or 2 up north. I think maybe 4 Skyhawks until we can afford bigger aircraft. And then, I mean, the end goal is to have Sky Couriers, SOPs, and just running hardcore freight. That's the end goal. What's eggnog? You've never had it? You've never had eggnog? Really? It's like a creamy... How would you explain eggnog? It's like a creamy, milky drink that you put... You can put some alcoholic spirits in there. You can do whiskey. I do bourbon nogs. Brandy is real common. It might only be a U.S. thing. It's cream, eggs, spices, and booze. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Is there really eggs in it, though? I thought that was just a rumor. Zippy's going to enter a hold at 13,000 at Hosme. Why are you going to hold at Hosme? You want me to go first? We're approaching our TOD in just about 80 miles. 80 miles, top of drop. Should I take that trip on Monday, or should I try to get rid of it? It's got me nervous now. 5:46 block time. San Juan to DFW? What on earth am I going to do for 5 hours and 46 minutes? Traditionally, there's eggs, but the store-bought doesn't have it. Oh, really? So maybe I should look into making my own eggnog. Water, I asked her. I would love to bring her. It's a perfect trip to bring your wife because it's one leg there, 24 hours, one leg back. Problem is we don't have a sitter, man. You know, the kids kind of ruin the whole thing of spontaneous vacations. 24 hours of feet in the sand is worth it. True. I guess it'll be warm. Is it warm out there? What's the weather in San Juan right now? I mean, I have a 6-hour flight to Hawaii next week. Can't be any worse. At least, but you're going to Hawaii, though, you know? San Juan is kind of clapped out. I feel like I've been to San Juan so many times. Send them to the grandparents. That'd be great, Water, except the grandparents... Well, we won't get into this discussion on this stream. That would be a great idea, Water. You should tell Miss V1 that. That would be a great idea, Water. You should slide into her DMs and be like, hey, why don't your grandparents take the kids and you go with V1 on Monday? Let me know what she says. It's 85 degrees right now. That actually sounds not bad. Maybe it'll be worth it. Fly me down and I'll manage them. Oh, dude, my kids would be speaking French and making crepes for me by the time I got back. That's not a bad idea. As long as it's not Gus. You only picked it up for a buddy? Right on. Yeah, see, some guys love the one leg and done. You know, like a 4-leg, 4-day, 4-hour leg block on average. No, dude. I'm all about lower the block. Give me the credit. I would rather do a 3-hour block turn instead of a 5.5-hour or 6-hour one-legger. All right, there comes Bam. Take a look at our approach charts here. Let's start planning that. What I might do, we're on the Windsor. Oh no, that's still Reno. We need to go to... Oh, that's where we're going. What are we on, the Windsor? There it is. Winners at 11,000, Hosme at 13,000. Oh, Zippy. You don't have to do that hold. So let me just say this real quick. It might be a comment. I don't know if you're just holding because you want to wait for me. But if you see this on a chart, you don't have to do this hold. This is a published hold for ATC spacing. So, or for any reason they need to start stacking aircraft. They just say hold at Hosme as published. And you've got a published hold at Hosme. It's common. But you notice how the line is not as thick as these lines? That's to give you an idea that it is not a required either procedure turn on an approach plate or a hold here on a star. You wouldn't... there might be some in Europe where they have required holds on an arrival. I've yet to see a required hold on an arrival in the U.S. So this is just for ATC, you know, to stack up aircraft. Oh, you're waiting for me. Okay, yeah. All right, so you're going to wait for me at 13 at Hosme? Well, then I'll plan to cross Hosme at 12 so we don't collide. How's that? I'll cross Hosme at 12,000. I know the chart says 13. We're gonna make an amendment there. We're gonna cross Hosme at 12K. So what's really cool about this EFB, you've probably seen this before, TOD calculator. We're gonna sync our current altitude. We're gonna sync our ground speed. It makes life so easy. Our target altitude is what do we say? 12,000 now. Boom. At a 3-degree descent angle, 47 miles out at a 2,000 foot per minute descent rate. So I like that. At 47 miles, 2,000 feet, we start down. 2,000 feet per minute, that's about average. So that will work out just fine. We'll also modify our box here. We'll go to next page. Hosme, it has 13 or above. We're going to change that to a 12,000 hard altitude. And we got to put the slash there first because it is after the airspeed. So we'll do a 12,000 hard altitude. We'll execute that, and that'll adjust our TOD on our actual MFD up here. We should see it pop back up unless we just popped it off the screen. We might have. Yeah, see how it shifted our TOD up a little bit? So there we go. Where is our fuel on board? We need to check our fuel because I might juice it up. I think we were supposed to go at 350, but I thought that seemed high for this aircraft. We have 3,300 aside. That's 6,000 pounds. Right now we're burning 12.5. So we're burning 2,400 pounds. We got an hour, a little over an hour of fuel. Let's juice it up a little bit. Let's maintain. Let's give it all she's got for now. Let's see what happens. Let's go 7.2 on the Mach. Should we step to 29? I don't think it would be worth the savings. We'll just maintain 27. All right. As you were. I'm torn which to fly, the 146 or RJ. Seth, well, here's my thing. So the 146 is a much more, well, I won't say much more. The level of satisfaction after completing a BAE 146 flight is definitely higher, in my personal opinion, than completing an RJ85 flight because the true rawness of the aircraft. You don't have a PFD, you don't have an ND, your round gauges, your flight control manipulation is more engaged. You're pretty much always on it, so your workload is higher. So when you complete a flight, especially if you're doing VOR nav, it feels a little extra juicy, you know. Whereas an AVRO RJ85 flight, it's still very enjoyable, and it's more hands-on, but not near as hands-on as flying the 146. But you still have to be on it. You don't have a true VNAV. You don't have. I guess you can auto land this thing. I think you can auto land. I mean, you really don't have a true VNAV. That's really the only thing that you still don't have. But you have an auto throttle. You have a map display. I feel like the control manipulation is a little bit easier with the autopilot. It's just like a 7.3. You got flight level change, speed hold, all that. So it's a little bit easier on the workload. But man, it's still just enjoyable, man. I love it. What'd you miss? Nothing. Vodka, you want to come down and watch my kids Monday, Tuesday? So I can take the wife to San Juan? It's like flying a 4-engine Jet 401. I am the VNAV. You are. What history do I have with RJs in real life? I flew on a handful. That's about it, man. I flew on RJ. I want to say I flew on it was NorCal. Was it NorCal? The rainbow-colored AirCal, maybe? I think it was an AirCal. I don't know if that was a 146 or RJ. I couldn't tell you. But it was an AirCal bird. I flew on one of those. That's really it. I never flew them in real life. I don't have extensive history with them, but I do enjoy them. I like what they do. I like the high wing jet idea. It's very unique, you know, a high wing jet with a T-tail, super efficient wing up here. Like, it's a neat design. And when you look at what it can do, considering steep approach, how it relies on heavy brakes, you know, massive braking, no reverse thrust, big lift dumpers and spoilers. I just think that's neat. You know, I have an appreciation for oddball things. You know, it's just not your run-of-the-mill twin-engine jet that's all fly-by-wire, you know? I appreciate the engineering and thought process behind the aircraft. Masaba was the only US RJ85, and BizX had a few RJ70s. I think that's it for RJs. Oh, wow. So then it must have been a straight-up 146 then, yeah. Must have been a 146. Man, that's a name I haven't heard of, though. The BizX, that's a Delta, right? Wasn't that like Delta's first? I think we have that livery. I think Just Flight includes a BizX livery on the RJ. Used to fly these to Billings. Wish I didn't end up in Billings, but that's where I was going. Man, you could have that Billings, man. Tazzy, you know what's crazy? You're like the third person I've heard this from. that 24 is more stable when 2020 isn't installed. So when I moved my community folder for 2024, I'm gonna see if I have it here. It has put in the official 2020 folder as well. I don't know. I have if I can figure out how to put in this 2 terabyte SSD drive that's been sitting on my desk for about 2 months, I'm gonna move 2024. Well, actually, you know what? Maybe not, because I kind of want to keep 2024 on my NVMe drive. And I'm sure as heck not moving 2020. Vodka. So here's, dude, I know this is crazy. I know how to install an SSD, but I don't know where it goes. I don't know where. I don't have the. I guess I need those tape cables. I don't have any extra tape cables in the box. It's a new build. And like, this was my first ever. Yeah, this is my first ever sort of pre-built I got. It was a pre-built minus the GPU. Yeah, minus the GPU and the power supply. I put those on. But yeah, the SATA cables. Like my other computer that I built, I had a ton of extra little SATAs. I mean, I have the cables, but I also don't even know how to get into this tower, man. This Manic case or whatever. I don't know. Maybe it's not compatible. I've got power and SATA cables with it, but I don't even know. I guess I have to open up the back side of the case. It's a weird looking case. I wouldn't put anything except NVMe drives. Really? Well, maybe I'll put in that SSD and then I'll pull X-Plane. X-Plane's not taking up a ton of space, but I can probably I'll pull X-Plane off my NVMe and put X-Plane on my SSD then. I just need a big storage drive. That's what or a 2 terabyte storage for everything else, you know. So funny how some planes immediately over, like the FSR 500 was there when I loaded the game up the day it launched. Really? That's crazy. Stick with the M2s? Do they make that much of a difference? Is it that? I know it's a longer load time, but that much? I mean, come on. Is it that much of a difference? What about making the SSD a rolling cache like Glenn is saying? Long-term NVMEs are the way to go. Maybe I'll have to get another NVMe. Now that one I can install, right? It just clips on kind of like the RAM sticks, doesn't it? Let me see where I can't really tell and I can't see. It's kind of blocked my view right now. It's like IE versus CFM. I have SATA hard drives and M2 drives and they both work perfectly fine. I mean, this is my first computer with NVMEs. I've been using SSDs with no issue, but I'm like, you know what? Let's go for the NVMe for 2024. I kind of would like to move 2020 off. You know what? I might just put in the SSD and move 2020 to my SSD and just keep this one NVMe dedicated for 24 because it's a superior sim. Looks like we just had a TCAS. All right, top of descent looks like it's going to be up there at Waydall. Fuel check, we're 3,000, so call it 6,000, call it 5,800. Right now we're burning 2,600. Well, I think we'll be okay on fuel. What's our estimated time of arrival? Progress page, Reno 1843Z. That's only in 20 minutes. Oh, we're looking good. We are juicing, chat. We are juicing. Ah, Captain Shimp. Oh, man. Oh, so, dude, I missed your 2 super chats. I'm sorry, dude. I had alerts muted. Let me unpause them, my man. Apologize for that. Your first super chat, Captain Shimp, Tom H. Wow, really? Tom H is here? Look at that pink shirt guy standing out in the left seat. Good to see you, Tom H. Sorry, I missed your first one. Your second's $5 super chat. If it's for gaming, you won't see that much of a difference between SATA, SSD, and NVMe's. So what about loading, though? I mean, loading up the sim, like, am I going to notice a difference? I guess 2024 loads pretty quick as is. So I wonder if it'll make a difference for that. I'm not using, this computer has nothing on it but Flight Sim. I do nothing else on this computer but Flight 2020, 2024, and X-Plane. That's the only stuff I have, and I have a video editor software. That's it. Oh, look at this, kind of a cool turning view here with the GoPro view on. Who do I got, Oregon or Penn State? I'd love to see a Penn State upset, Shaq. I just want to see the playoff collapse. I want to see the playoff picture collapse. I want to see upsets all across the board. Except I want Texas to beat Georgia again. Or beat Georgia. Alright, well maybe I'll just install it for storage. I'll just throw X-Plane on it. Let me see how big my X-Plane is right now. It can't be that big, right? So right now, this NVMe drive is a 2 terabyte. Wow, it's actually half full already. X-Plane 12 size is 834 gigs. No, that's not right. Disregard. X-Plane 12 is counting right now. We're up to 5 gigs, 7, 10. Yeah, X-Plane is pretty large, a base install. 30 gigs. Still going up. As much as it pains me to say it as an Arkansas fan, I want Texas to beat Georgia. Bo, yeah, that's the problem. My Microsoft, my OS is on the same NVMe as the sim. Now, I partitioned the drive, obviously, but so I've got like my C drive, but it's the same physical piece of hardware. I didn't want to use, that's where I made the mistake when I built this. I just had the 2 terabyte NVMe, and I should have got 2 out of the gate. But then why would I need a 2 terabyte NVMe just for the OS? Commodore 64 cassette, been there, done that. Oh, we need to start down. There's Waddle, we need to start down. Vertical speed, let's roll it in. We need to set 1-1, or actually 1-2, 12,000. Ah. Roll down the vertical speed. We'll turn our cabin back on. We'll get our sim sounds back up. Alright, we're on the descent. Let's run you back to 7.0. Song's almost over. Our fasten seatbelt sign on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has switched on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return your seats and fasten seatbelts.
You don't have to separate them, but say you have a SATA sitting there, move 2020 to X-Plane since you won't use that much way, making them too fast when they operate. Yeah, Bo, that's the plan, I guess. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, I think I'm going to do exactly that, my man. just have the OS and 24. All right, let's bring this into a level change. We're going level change 12,067. Let's go over to indicated airspeed. We'll maintain 280 knots. Let's get our CTAF for, what is it? Reno, where we're not socked in, is 18.7. .7. Let me take my boots off so I can use the rudder pedals. All right. I'm going to do a quick score update here. $17.10 ASU. All right. That'll be a pretty good game. This is Pyramid Lake. Orion Vic.
Reno traffic United 2025, entering the hold at host me at 13,000.
Green Dot Aviation in the chat. Or in the stream, actually. I have a 2 terabyte NVMe that I will install 24 on when I get it, hopefully Christmas. Nice, Ed. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep the 2 terabyte 24 for Microsoft 24 on the OS. That's it. I'm going to move everything else because 2020 is dead to me. X-Plane 12 is on life support. So we'll move all those over to an SSD. Per Zobo, a large rolling cache will help a lot. No need to keep streaming your high travel flight past airports and planes. Yeah, Glenn, I moved my rolling cache up to 300 gigs, I think. I think I did that on day one of the sim. I moved the rolling cache up to 300 gigs. Should it be larger than that? What is quote unquote a big cache? Do I need more size? Maybe 500 gigs? Gray shirt. I'm just saying that so the pitchforks don't come out, my man. All right, we're going through 2.9er. We need a little speed brake action here. We're getting a little bit. Oh, actually, we are a lot of it high. What's happening? Where'd the thrust come up? Winds is supposed to be at 11. Seb from Azova mentioned a 1 terabyte rolling cache. Are you serious? A 1 terabyte rolling cache? I think 500, like I said, 500 should be fine, right? I'm not sure why we can't get a full level change here. Let's also get our ILS numbers in. $110.9 and $167.
Reno traffic United 595. We are inbound for hose main now direct to Wolf Swap and behind the AVRO RJ.
Come on, give me 167. $110.9, 167 is set both sides. I'm getting ready to take over the thrust levers here. If it can't do this far, I get the speed brake out. I have that. I have the thrust levers. We're descending to 250. Discs. Let's see. Platform altitude is 7,500 feet. Getting ready to go through 10K. Altitude alert. We're going to keep descending. It's at 8,000, I guess, for now. And we're going to go direct to discs. Reno traffic, Masaba 357 out of 11,900 direct to disc. We're setting up for ILS Zulu 17 right. Reno traffic. Look at that speed brake, man. That thing is just crushing. Really got to lower that nose. All right, getting ready to go through 10,000 feet. We'll do our things up here. We'll get the APU fired up. We'll get the PTU on. The lights are set. That's normal. APU start. Bring our range down here on this guy. I wish I had my heading bug working. Bring our cams up online. Recorder up online. There's 10,000. Seats for landing, please.
Captain 360 flight.
1,000 to go.
Cabin is secured for
Flaps
arrival.
33 is 111 bugged. I'll take control of the should we leave the thrust levers on? We'll leave the auto thrust on for now. It's just coming back. Actually, I want to fly it. Auto thrust is off. I have control of the thrust levers.
Reno traffic, United 2095, we're directed. Setting up for the ILS X-ray 17 right.
Start slowing up right now. Let's go ahead and move you into VLOC. No, VLOC. There we go. We're heading up. On the approach. 7,500 at disc. Magic Barrel ref update. 500. 200 feet to level off. We'll do 7,500 until we get up there. Set up for a hand-flown ILS. Visual. Raw data ILS is selected. We got LOC 1 locked and loaded there. So I'm back to 200 knots. Gabriel has the right idea. So let's go raw data ILS. We got her tuned in, man. We got her tuned in. Raw data ILS is tuned in. We could do
Glide slope alive.
that one if you want. Yeah, glide slope's live because I'm looking down at the box. Climbing. 7,500, I believe, is what we wanted. Let's come back down. $7,400 rather is what we really want to be at.
Reno traffic, .com 254, we're overhead. We know.
.com.
Yeah, ILS X-ray 17 right side, set for 17 left.
Flight director's off, yeah, because we flew through the out. I have it on for when we arm up when we capture. Then it will show the right thing. Right now it's showing an altitude hold. Here comes the low.
Localizer alive.
And once we catch the glide slope, it will.
Glide slope capture.
There we go. Glide slope star. Reno traffic. Masaba 357. Dis inbound 17 right.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Ah, you're fine. Settle down. That is a very low mountain there. I have gone over that in real life. All right, let's start configuring for the approach. We're going power to idle. Let's get a little speed brake in here to help us slow down. Is recording on? Nope. It's on now. Heading bug bothers me all the way over there. There we go.
Speed checked. Flaps 80.
Flaps 18 selected. Look at that. We'll go gear down as well. Help slowing us down.
The traffic
Flies
November
so good.
17 Bravo Victor. We are 2.5
Feels so
miles to
organic,
the
as
initial
as
push
Bluebird
for
said.
Zulu 117 right.
We're going to go ahead of the call out here. 521. I believe that's Martin from Just Flight. That's the is it Martin or Cam's pilot? I can't remember. They've popped in the chat a couple times. Love those dudes. I love the Just Flight stuff, man. I mean, unfortunately, we've got those few little bugs there on startup, but I have 100% confidence.
Speed checked. Flaps 33.
Flaps 33. I have 100% confidence that they're going to get it ironed out. Probably after this latest patch, they're going to see what the sim does, and then we'll get some stability fixes. Because Just Flight in 2020, guys, Just Flight, I mean, was virtually a bug-free add-on across the board, from the 146, the RJ, to the Fokker series. I don't think I ever encountered a bug, so I have full confidence they're going to get it all sorted out. It wasn't that terrible of a bug. We just had to do a quick restart, which, I mean, it's unfortunate. I get it. It shouldn't happen. I'm not making excuses, but I firmly believe it'll be rocking. The way this airplane flies is just so nice. All right, we have to pop the speed brake at, what, 50 feet, I think? Reno traffic, Masaba 357, want a 4-mile final, 17 right. Reno. On the slope, on speed, we're looking good. Gear down, landing checklist completed.
357, what's your indicated?
114 beautiful knots.
500.
Reno traffic, United 29.5. We are going to sidestep 17 left, switching from 17 right.
He's probably doing 130, 135 knots. Got a 20 knot overtake on us.
Traffic.
Yeah, that's behind us. Disregard. All right, so this is, believe it or not, this is going to be my first ever landing attempt in 24 with the RJ, so
Minimums.
definitely not a pro streamer move here. Gonna have to counter the pitch up here as we
100.
Air brakes out.
air brakes out.
We're 10 miles off.
Now you're fine.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Ground item. Spoilers yellow and green. Brake pressure checked.
Fly that nose down. Beautiful. We're going to get on the brakes hard here so we can get traffic clear behind us. Hard on the brakes. A little bit of...
60 knots.
Come on.
Reno traffic, United 25, short final, 17 left.
Trying to get off this taxiway. I think we got it. Reno traffic, Masaba 357. We're clearing 17 right to the ramp. Reno traffic. We've got that Airbus on short final as well. There he is. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. We'll do a brake temp check. Yeah, we'll do a brake temp check. Look at them already. Look at them. They're already 500C. I think we need to go brake fans manual on. And I think they're already on. That's what I love. Oop, there comes Zippy. Oh, that actually looks like he rolled it on okay. Maybe a little bit firm. No hopping though. That looks good. Nicely done, Zippy. That felt so nice on touchdown, though. I love this. I love the RJ, man. Got a little country music here for Reno. Should we bring it into the gate? Go gambling, folks.
Reno traffic, November 14 Bravo Victor, short final.
They stay in auto the whole flight? Okay, that would make sense, I guess, right? Let them do their thing. That's what's cool. I mean, you think about the engineering. I mean, this airplane is engineered to have no thrust reverse, big lift dumpers, big spoilers. I think I can still pop them out, right? No, I can't because we already retracted. But on the replay, you'll see the entire wing lifts up. It's
Reno
crazy.
traffic United 2095. We're going to be holding short
So
of
that does two
17
things.
right
It gets
at
drag,
November.
right? You get those
Wait for
big
traffic
boards up
then.
into the airstream. You creating drag. But what's also key, and a lot of people don't think about this. I mean, if you're not a pilot, you probably wouldn't think about it. But not only is it for drag, like when you stick your hand out the window and you turn it vertical, but it's to get weight on the wheels, right? Because up until those spoilers and lift dumpers deploy, the weight is still supported by the wings of the aircraft, which makes your braking less effective.
Welcome 254, we're short final 17 left.
There's that .com right there. So, getting those lift dumpers up does multiple things. It's drag and gets the weight on the wheels, which makes your tandem landing there. That looks sweet. That looks sweet, having a tandem landing. But it makes braking that much more effective. I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. Jesus. We'll leave all the lights on for replay. Stop the recording there. That tandem landing was pretty cool. I wish I had all of the stuff set up for 24.
Welcome 254, vacated on
.com with the tail strike. That tracks.
Normal 17 Bravo Victor Sierra, one way, 1 time right.
It's good music here. I like this music. I will take this gate right here, because why not?
Reno traffic United 2095. We're crossing 17 right at November, following the A400.
A400? That's awesome. Okay. Is that dynamic bug splatter? I swear that wasn't there before. Somebody said something and I thought they were trolling me about dynamic bug splatter on the windshields. We did this GoPro view before and we did not have all of that. Am I being trolled? Or is that actually a thing? Maybe we just didn't see it.
Reno traffic number 17
Ponzi says it's definitely a thing.
26 on Bravo.
That is incredible. 2024 is where it's at, ladies and gentlemen. 2024 is where it's at. All right, we got 2 aircraft clearing. Everybody's down and out. Let's go ahead and leave the lights and engines on. Let's attempt a replay. We've never done replay with this airplane before yet, so we'll see what happens. Yeah? It's a sim-wide thing, Mr. Saturday. Check leading edge lights, too. All right. Let's do a brake temperature final check. Ooh, buddy. 500C. That is accurate representation. If I were to stand on the Airbus brakes like we did that, I guarantee you we would have had 500 temperature brakes. You stand on them like that hard.
Traffic United 2095. Across runway.
Very good brake temperature simulation. I still think the Fenix is a little bit light on the simulation. I feel like it takes longer to accumulate in the sim than it does in the real bird. This is 100% accurate here. 500C by the gate. Yeah. Oof. All right. Here we go. Let's watch the replay. We'll disconnect from my Veo Premium. Replay's on. Park brake has to come off. Flaps have to come out, I believe. Yep, flaps are coming out. Gear handle is down. There they go. Everything's coming in here. All right, beautiful. We'll watch this landing together. Bring out the eggs and bacon, Chris Levin. Absolutely. Calm. Fonzie says I had a 3-hour flight in the PC-12. Windshield was visibly a mess by the end. I love it, man. I love it. I think we should do one. We might do one 172 grinder flight for our career mode. For a members stream here after this. We got a little bit of time. It's 1 o'clock. 2. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not.
1 down.
Is it bad that I don't want to go to real work because I want to do career mode fake work on the sim? It is bad. Trying to see. Oh, I feel like I do see some bugs on the lights there. Look at that, getting fully stabilized. It's such an I mean, this is it. This is the proof is in the pudding for me. Because I've flown this airplane on 2020, and now I've flown it on 2024, and I'm telling you, it's not a placebo. There's legit. It's legit. It flies differently. I love it. Depends how expensive this V1's Christmas taste is. You know what else is what's unfortunate is her birthday is January 6th as well, so it's like bang, 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 man. Gotta love booking out a real flight and do a fake flight. I know. I know. I'll tell you what, Reno looks way better in 2024 than it does in 2020. 2020 Reno default is not very good. Look at that. You got the casinos down there. This looks good. Ooh, Anger Nerve. That's even closer. That's a double whammy. Look at that. There's a hotel. Right about now, speed brakes out. Yep, speed brakes out. I was a little too slow on the power reduction. I think it was just a hair too slow. I should have been a little bit quicker. Hold it off. Oh, baby. Crushed it. Look at there. There's the, look at that. So in that, I love that part. Seeing right through the top of the wing. Then we go hard on the brakes here. See the compression of the struts. Hard on the brakes. It looks like Barry Seal in there, doesn't it? Bang on. There's Barry Seal right there. I mean, we were standing on those brakes. Love it. Absolutely love it. All right, well.
Light slope.
Shout out Just Flight. I'm very, very happy we got this bird in 2024 now. Definitely some stability bugs at the very intro. Like I said, I'll be curious to see what happens after this weekend. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, probably by Wednesday. I wonder if we still have those issues. But hey, it's a start. We got in the right direction. We had a relatively bug-free flight the whole way after we fixed our startup issue. Man, that was juice. That was juice. Can't wait to see what else they bring over. Hopefully they bring that F-28 over here sooner than later, because I do love the F-28. So I'm going to wrap this one up here, y'all. I'm going to turn off the cabin radio because it's interfering with sail, and you guys can watch the landing replay here. So, guys, if you like this stream, make sure you don't forget to hit the like button. Show your support for Just Flight, working hard, get their products in 2024. Absolutely love it.
1,000.
Flies great, sounds great. It's only going to get better from here. If I don't see y'all after this stream, I won't see you until probably Wednesday, unless I get cold feet and try to drop that trip again. So, you'll have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. Horns up. Hook 'em. Soup.
$500.